Hi students, here I am continuing with memory of embedded system. There are two major types of memory, ROM and RAM. In the previous section we have seen what is ROM and all the types of ROM. Now we are going to see RAM. Read write memory or random access memory. It is a data memory or working memory of the processor and controller. Whereas in ROM we will store the instruction of the program, but here in RAM we are storing the data of the program. So processor or controller can read from it and write to it. And this RAM is the volatile memory, means whenever power is turned off, all the data will be destroyed. RAM is a direct access memory, means we can access the desired memory location without the need for traversing through the entire memory location to search one particular location. And here we have three types of RAM: static RAM, dynamic RAM and non-volatile RAM. First one is static RAM. Static RAM, it stores the information in the form of voltage. Static RAM made up of flip-flops. This is the fastest RAM. This is because the resistive network and switching capability of the RAM cells. This static RAM is developed by using 6 transistors or MOSFET. Out of the 6 transistors, 4 transistors are used to form the latch. These 4 are forming the memory cell. Remaining 2 cells are used to, the remaining 2 MOSFETs are used to control the access. So here we are seeing the static RAM cell. Totally there are 6 MOSFETs: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6. In the middle, 4 MOSFETs are forming the memory cell. This connection is called cross-coupled transistor connection. Cross-coupled transistor connection. These forms the memory cell. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. The remaining 2, Q5 and Q6, are called access control transistor or access transistor. And down we have one word line. This is used to access the data from or to memory cell. So whenever we want to access the data from or to the memory cell, we have to make some control arrangements with the help of bit line B and bit line B bar. So for this we have to use Q5 and Q6. So in the access of memory cell is controlled by word line. This word line is controlling two access MOSFETs Q5 and Q6. This Q5 and Q6 are controlling bit line B and bit line B bar. So now we'll take this case. We are going to read the data from and write the data to the memory cell. So we'll consider the first case. We are going to write the data to the memory cell. We can write either 0 or 1. So we'll see both the cases. First we are seeing the case 1. We are going to write 1 to the memory cell. So whenever we have data 1 to write the memory cell, we have to make bit line B1 and B bar 0 and word line high. So this is for writing bit value 1. Next case, writing bit value 0. So if you want to write bit value 0 to the memory cell, we have to make B is equal to 0 and B bar is equal to 1, also the word line 1. So write operation over writing 0 and writing 1. Next, reading data from the memory cell. So whenever we want to read the data from the memory cell, we have to make both B and B bar 1, also the word line 1. So I repeat, whenever we want to write 1, we have to make B1, B bar 0. Whenever we want to write 0, we have to make B0, B bar 1. Both the times we should make word line high. Now reading data from the cell. So that time we have to make both B and B bar 1, also the word line 1. Here the disadvantage is static RAM is high cost and here the memory capacity is low. Next is dynamic RAM. Dynamic RAM stores the data in the form of charge. It is made up of MOSFET. The advantage is it is a high density memory cell and a low cost memory cell when compared to static RAM. Uh, but here we have one disadvantage. We have to refresh the data periodically. We have to refresh the data periodically for this. So this is one of the major disadvantage here. Refreshing data. Why we need to refresh the data? Because here the data is stored in the form of charge. So because of this, it will be getting leaked with the time to time. So we have to refresh the data periodically. For this reason, for this operation, there is a circuit called DRAM controller circuit. This circuit is used to refresh the data periodically. But this refreshment should be done in millisecond interval. Otherwise, if we delay it, the data, all the data will be destroyed. And now here we can see the circuit, one MOSFET and one capacitor, one MOSFET and one capacitor. This MOSFET is acting as gate for the incoming and outgoing data, and the capacitor is acting as bit storage device. Now the difference between static RAM and dynamic RAM. Static RAM is made up of 6 transistor or MOSFET, but dynamic RAM is made up of one MOSFET and one capacitor. Static RAM does not require a refreshing, and dynamic RAM it needs refreshing the data periodically. And it is low capacity memory cell. Dynamic RAM is high capacity memory cell. Static RAM is less density. It is having less density and it is having more density. And static RAM is more expensive. Dynamic RAM is less expensive. Static RAM is fast in operation. Access time is only 10 nanosecond. But here the operation takes much time because of this refresh requirement. It is access time is 60 nanosecond here. Next one is non-volatile memory, NVRAM. Non-volatile memory is the random access memory with battery backup. It contains a static RAM based memory and also a battery which provides supply to the memory when the external power is not working, when the external power is not connected. The memory and battery are packed in the same chip. The lifespan of NVRAM is expected to be around 10 years. So DS1644 is the example of 32 KB NVRAM. So these are about NVRAM. So in this section we have seen about three types of RAM: static RAM, dynamic RAM and NVRAM. In static RAM, the bit information is stored in the form of voltage. For this we are using 4 MOSFET, 4 MOSFET and 2 are used to control the axis, read axis and the write axis. Next, in the dynamic RAM, the bit information is stored in the form of charge. Since it is a charge format, the leakage will be there. To prevent that, we have to refresh the data periodically. If we miss it, we have to lose all the data which we stored. The last one is NVRAM. This is a type of RAM. It is available with battery pack. So memory with battery. Thank you.